Yeah.
That's good.
Awesome. Yes, let's get some questions from
Also,
Mike.
I want to make a comment on something else. You said several years ago, I think it was in the late 90s, there was a co-production between Japan and Canada, and they did Cyber 6. The animation was done in Japan. The dubbing was done here in Canada with a company in British Columbia that did what is called the Word Fit system.
Wow.
Most of the stuff that Viz has done uses that British BC company. It's called Ocean Group Incorporated.
Yeah, the ocean. I know it's the Ocean Studio. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And they use the
You're absolutely right.
Look at the word, say, okay, to ask.
Yeah, they edit the word. Yeah.
Edit word, they get it so that at least.
Absolutely.
And doing a better job in the United States with dubbing.
Yeah, you're right.
We have to take some other questions.
I have a question for
And then you, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Jill, in the very first episode, when we first see Luna and she has the band-aid over her face, and she's making those crazy cat noises,
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, how you decided to do those, and like, if you had a lot of fun with it, or...
Did you, Jill?
Well, of course it was 22 years ago, or 23 years ago. I remember it like yesterday. As you get older, things long ago become incredibly clear. Okay, I like wild sound. At the end, when you're recording, actually when you do first time a voice, animation voice, they ask at the end to do some wild sounds, which is what I love. I was Mrs. Priscillius in Pippi Longstocking, and one of my favourite things would be, at the end they'd say wild sounds about being hit with omelettes and losing your dog and whatever, and I and it was the same thing really. I've always had cats, and I've had cats that have hurt themselves, so I was sort of tuning into that. But to tell you the absolute truth, I don't actually remember that day.
She had a great time.
But I do remember what a brilliant director little Serena was. Because those first few shows, we were really directed. It was Tracy who really clarified and initiated the whole look or feel for us of Sailor Moon. So I think we have to remember that. Often other people say they directed the whole thing and they didn't. But anyway, she started it. And so she's my girl.
And she's my cat.
Sorry I don't remember anymore, but I would if I could, but I can't.
She's obvious. She's hilarious. She makes these sounds all day long.
Why don't we each say how we came up with our voice? Speaking of which, or
oh yes.
Okay, you keep talking, Joe.
Okay. It all started like this. Okay, I was there. I was doing a hamburger thing where I was saying, first put your tomato on your bun and your half onion. And I was doing this. And they came in to my recordings and said, Jill, we're doing this Sailor Moon thing and we want you to come and audition for the teacher. So I went in and I'm looking at the script and I go, and one of these large ladies from LA said, oh no, she's too old. And I didn't even get to audition. I was just going, then I left, and then around midnight I get a call from Nicole to say, would you come in and audition for Sailor Moon? And that's when I got the part. But I was too old for the teacher.
She's fantastic. Give her a hand. She's a great interestingly enough, I was called in to do Luna. Clearly no one knew what they were doing, right? I got called in to do Luna and I was reading it like Jill. And I never read it like Jill. I looked at the script in the hallway and I went, I'm not this cat. And I went, I'm this girl. And so I said, I think I'm this girl. And so I walked in and I said, you know guys, I don't think I'm this cat, I think I'm this girl. And I went, And Nicole went, so read the good. So I did. And they went, you're right, you are the girl. Okay. And then the next day, the guy who was like doing the rhythm band stuff, he was like I've never seen anybody in such a cold sweat. He's like, what the hell is this about? And they're trying to like, those two big ladies from LA are like going, we're firing anyone who gets this wrong. So it was like, they were really grouchy. So it was like this guy was really nervous. And Nicole came back to me because I was ready to do the girl, Serena, right? And she goes, do you direct? And I said, yeah. She goes, we heard this. She goes, you're the director. Okay!
All right.
You are everybody on the cast. You are everybody.
Keep going, everybody, keep going. It was like so that's how it started, and that's how we kind of got clicked on. And then Ron came on.
Running.
I didn't know you got called in for Luna. I had no idea.
I did.
It's so weird because I got called into for Sailor Moon. Different slants on it. Now, as you all know, it's like, so the show is so empowering for women, and you know, all the Sailor Scouts, all the leads were women. Jill, my turn. We're really Luna and Artemis in real life. So there's only two male principal leads in the series. It was Tuxedo Mask and Artemis, and that was it. So I was asked to read for Artemis, and at the beginning of my voice, I think, was a little more hyper and kind of up here. And come on, hey Luna, let's go. And then my direction was, you're all probably too young, but there was a television series in the late 80s, early 90s called Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd. So my direction was be Bruce Willis from Moonlighting, like not imitate him, but kind of be a little more laid back. Hey, come on, let us stop doing that. And so so Artemis kind of went from being very hyper like everybody else to kind of chilled and laid back. So that was the direction I had, and that kind of carried on. So you'll hear throughout the 100-odd episodes that I was in that my voice kind of changed a little bit from the beginning to the end, but that was my initial direction.
And he's awesome. Give him a hand.
Oh.